Alright, hold it. I got something I want to do.
Okay.
This is if I can read these abilities here. Oh, thank God, Cockatrice actually like breaks down the different mana costs for these stupid cards. Um, so here's what I'm gonna do, because I actually have a couple options here. I'm gonna use the most dangerous one. I'm gonna produce a red with my Underdome, because I am casting a silver bordered card to cast. Which one is it? When. I'm going to cast the When ability, the red one, for 1 red and 2 colorless. Destroy target artifact on your Sword of Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. My Sword of Dungeons and Dragons is destroyed. Dang it! I want to get the dragon tokens.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you did. And also, nuts. I have no other fucking valid targets. That sucks. Beginning of upkeep time. Cheating. What the fuck?
So, are you going
That
to exile my
motherfucker.
cheaty face?
What? He's so derpy. You know what? I'll allow
All
it.
right. So, half squirrel, hat rat triggers, forcing me to discard.
Forcing you to discard, and now I also roll a 6-sided die
For Mother Kangaroo. For a half squirrel, half
for
kangaroo.
Mother Kangaroo ability. Half squirrel, half Mother Kangaroo is going to produce an abomination. It is now a 9/10.
Yep.
So I rolled a 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. There's the 9 key. Okay, very good. And now I also have to roll for the Inhumaniac. Rolling a 6-sided die. Ah, it was a 1. On a 1, remove all of his +1/+1 counters, and I can't adjust the result.
Really? You're not allowed to plus him off of a snickering squirrel?
I don't have a Snickering Squirrel
right.
anymore. You killed him, Mr. Gerdad. He is dead now. Too soon. Too soon. Now that's, I mean, kind of. What the pay. Okay, so here's a little rulings thing that kind of makes Underdome fucking an amazing card. Is it doesn't stipulate what you use the mana for. Silver border cost could be a mana cost for casting, or could be ability costs.
Right.
Am I right in thinking
Yes.
this? Okay. So I'm gonna put down a forest. Cool. Pay a green and 2 black mana for Pippa, Duchess of Dice.
Okay, then.
And now I get my triggers off. You have to discard a card because a non-token creature entered the battlefield. I roll a 6-sided dice for the Mother Kangaroo. I rolled a 1, so it gets another +1/+1 counter. Next, I'm going to pay 4. Cast the Elvish Impersonators. Oh. Roll 2 dice. This dice roll determines his power, which is 5. The second dice roll determines his toughness. His toughness is 3. He's a 5/3 creature.
He's not honestly that okay for that kind of mana cost, Mr. Cloud.
I mean, for 4, he's like a 20-cent card at that power and toughness at best. Also, I played another non-token creature, so you have to discard another card, and I get to roll another die for the Mother Kangaroo.
Who is tapped now?
She gets 6 +1/+1 counters. She is a 16/17.
And she is tapped.
And she is tapped. Oh, mana. I'm going to go into my combat step and think for a second. It seems that the tables have turned. I'm going to end my turn.
Alright, then. Oh. Alright, so I'm going to +1 my Bob Bevy of Evils.
Plus one the
clone.
Beebles.
And then I'm going to make
Beebles
all
of
3
Bobble.
of my Beebles unblockable this turn.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to put down a mountain. And then I noticed that you don't actually have any flyers or reach. So
You're right, I don't.
I'm going to swing at you for 5. And they are all
Here for
unblockable.
5. Cheaty face. I'm going to take 5 damage.
All right. And with that, I will end.
In a while, crocodile. Upkeep time. Inhumaniac. Rolling a 6-sided dice. Okay, I rolled a 2. Well, according to Pippa, it would make sense to want to force a reroll on an ability that has no effect. So I'm going to, because it makes sense, I'm going to produce a blue mana with the Underdome to pay her ability cost. And 2 colorless. Tap Pippa. I'm going to reroll that die.
And you got a 4.
It's a 4. Cool, it worked. Alright, now let's go to the draw step. See, dice rolling is fun. They try to tell us for actual, like, non-parody Magic, like, no thank you. Magic is a somewhat luck-based game, but I don't think it was designed to be that luck-based.
Well, the Adventures from the Forgotten Realms is not honestly all that luck-based. I mean, the dice cards themselves aren't actually all that powerful, for the most part.
Right, I'm going to put down a swamp for my main phase.
I personally think that we could have seen a Sword of Dungeons and Dragons in Adventures of the Forgotten Realms, and it wouldn't have been all that not all that dangerous.
Alright, I'm going to declare I'm going into my combat step.
Yep.
Alright, here comes the pain. My attacker step, I'm going to swing into you for that many. 5, 7, and 16.
All right, I'm gonna have my Merman block
23
the
damage.
Elvish Impersonators.
Elvish Impersonator blocks him. So they kill each other. And then you take 18 damage from my unblocked attackers.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
So why didn't you say the magic word?
Dude, I lost this game 5 turns ago. Okay, like I lost this game coming in.
Well.
I lost this game coming in, and I didn't notice it because for some fucking reason during draw testing, my mana base was actually fine, not great, but fine. And then during both of these games, I got mana screwed. And flooded with blue, despite the fact that red is my dominant color.
All right, well, the option's still on the
Nah,
table. If you
I'm
want
good.
to do an extra game.
We got to show off almost everything that I wanted to show off. The only thing that I wanted to show off that we didn't get a chance to is how amazing Sword of Dungeons and Dragons actually is. Because
Whoa, I think we underscored how amazing it is. It's kind of like the World Slayer, which, you know, once upon a time, I tried using the World Slayer, a very powerful equipment, but we come to realize that very powerful equipments meet lots of obstacles in the due course of games. The water balloon gun game.
I actually like the water
balloon.
the water balloon game. It's another way to specifically for this deck to generate the relatively powerful tokens, especially since my mana curve is relatively low. An Avatar of Me is a card that I'm kind of glad I didn't have to cast, but at the same point is really fun to play with. And honestly, that's what this set really is. It forces you to change your playstyle a bit in order to have fun with it. But at the same time, if you're willing to go with that conceit, there's a lot of fun to be had with this set. That said,
Oh yeah.
we're not really exploring this the way that it's meant to be explored. This is meant to be drafted on a physical table, and
Oh yeah.
and
Physical table,
we
yes.
kind of had to put a kibosh on a lot of the physical action cards again, but that's the trouble of dealing with the unsets. The unsets have a lot of interesting, somewhat complicated mechanics to deal with, like Host and Augment. I actually really like Host and Augment. I just wish it was more fleshed out.
Just a bit more. I mean, they kind of glossed it over in this set. There were a lot more hosts and augments in the unstable set where they originated.
There were slightly more. There were. I'm not entirely sure if we had a full sweep. I'm pretty sure we were still missing one. But here, there's like exactly 4. There's one for each, and it's like, abstract iguana art. I really wish I could have cast this because I don't think that Cockatrice actually gives the no. On the image, it actually tells where the art is. Although I can't read it because my eyes are too bad. But
Yeah, who's the artist? I don't know. Is that the Grin Chin Haberd?
it would be Chris Salmon.
Mir Royal, Norman Enenko, Carlos Kappa. I don't know. I can't read these artist names.
Yeah.
Even one of the cards says like, "Oh yeah, you have to guess the name of the artist, and if you're wrong, I get to use it." Like, yes. The unsets are definitely intended for game situations that do not occur remotely, in which case I would be able to see where my opponent is and what he's doing. I need to see if his head is on the table. I need to see if the pointy finger of doom is closer to any permanent other than itself. You know, that type of stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun to be had
Shitty
with
face.
the unsets, specifically this one. I think this one is honestly one of the better unsets that we've looked at, despite the fact that the host and augment mechanic that I like isn't all that represented. But the dice, a lot of the physical actions are fun, and the way that it affects the board state, as long as you're willing to play with the conceit of an unset, are really fun to play with.
Oh yeah, I mean, ye who come a thirsting, be refreshed on the waters of silliness. Oh yes, that
Very silly.
that unsanctioned has carried on the torch that began once upon a time, yea, in the days of PhD Richard Garfield, who I believe he's a legendary creature in this set. That there will be more fun to be had. I mean, now the game has an abundance of silly cards that it can go back to anytime and put up new combinations. I can't wait to see what new shit they come up with.
Well, when was the last unset? Because this wasn't it. Wasn't it the Cogs?
It might have been Cogs.
All right. So, with that, this has been Rocket Rabbit Commentaries exploring the Unsanctioned set. Tune in next time for, well, it's my turn to pick out. And we're not going to do Adventures of the Forgotten Realms, and we're not going to do Innistrad Midnight Hunt, because those just came out. Although, admittedly, I kind of want to do Adventures from Forgotten Realms. I don't know what we're doing. We might actually go back and finish the Innistrad block, because I think we're still missing one of the three sets in that. Like, either Avacyn, I think it's Avacyn Reborn that we're missing.
It is Avacyn Reborn.
All right. Be safe, everybody.
Peace out. And keep on smiling.